Welcome to the Backseat, ladies and gentlemen. Season 2, Episode 2.
That's true. Season 2
but
episode 2 of the
this will be
season.
29
Yeah,
total?
technically, yeah.
Okay, well, fuck it. I'm going to keep it that anyways.
That's fair. You can do that every single episode.
I will do my best to remember.
Yep.
I might make it funny if I forget, so sure, I'll do that. That'll be New Year, new traditions, baby. This year, I'm going to be naming out every episode we do, and I'm not going to cheat and look. I'm going to just guess. So right now, it's easy. We're at 2, but once we get to like 60, 70, like our goal, it might get iffy. So we shall see how that goes. But here we are. Here's my guy, Michael. Y'all know us. If you don't, welcome.
Welcome. If you're new, welcome.
Welcome to the gang. Welcome to the Backseat, where we talk about basic knowledge of stupid things. Your bi-weekly dose of said. Man, I really suck at that.
That's okay. We keep going.
So yeah, the reason why I said that is because Michael told me literally before we filmed that, hey, make sure to say, welcome to Backseat Banter. This is your your bi-weekly dose of basic knowledge of stupid things. And I have fucked that up twice now. So
It's a learning process.
New year, new traditions. I might just fucking wing that every time and see if I can actually get it right. We'll see how many episodes it takes. Right now we're on 2 and I'm 0 for 2.
Oh, for you. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know what they say.
Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes permanent.
Exactly. So I'm going to go in the mirror at home and practice 50 times every day.
Anyways.
But yeah. How you doing, dude?
Good. We just finished playing basketball today.
We did.
Our first time in maybe a month, give or take.
About a month.
3,
yeah, dude,
4 weeks.
But I don't think I've gone... Never mind. I was going to say, I don't think I've gone that long for playing basketball, like from playing basketball in years, but I literally just had knee surgery, so never mind. I lied.
Talking about surgery. Segue.
I like how like our segues, like it's supposed to be like a natural segue. Whenever Michael has the opportunity to make a natural segue, he just goes segue, and then he goes into what he's talking about.
Da. Anyways, update. Not that any of you guys care because you guys are update. I do have my MRI tomorrow morning.
For
so
what?
Hopefully
For what?
for my wrist.
Ah, yes, of course, your wrist.
Oh yeah, for the people who are ill-informed. As some of you guys may know, I have a pretty injury-occurring wrist problem right now, and I've done physical therapy for the past couple months. Well, I did physical therapy in the past couple months. Lots of doctor visits. Obviously, no for sure thing on how to fix it. So tomorrow I have my first MRI I've ever done. Actually, it might be my first major going to the first major serious going to the doctor for an injury. I've cut my finger pretty deep. And they glued that.
Yeah, lacerations are different though.
Yeah,
because you're not actually in fear unless it's in a real spot. But if it's on your hand or finger, you're like,
Yeah.
maybe that won't close on its own.
Exactly. So, I've had stitches. Tomorrow it'll be in the morning. Long story short, they're gonna inject my wrist with this color. They use a word, and I remember the word. I just forgot it as it came out of my mouth.
Pigment.
Yeah, it's a color differentiating.
It makes it
liquid.
so you can see your ligaments in your
Yeah.
wrist easier.
So they're gonna shoot my wrist with it, and according to a lot of people I've heard, sometimes you don't react to it. Maybe you get a little lethargic or sore and stuff. So I got the day off tomorrow. So it's in the morning. Luckily, Allie got the whole day off too as well. She's been off for the past 2 weeks, by the way. She went to work today and she has tomorrow off. So busy work week for her.
What a lucky
What a
duck.
start. Yeah, but hopefully nothing crazy serious. But at the same time, like we mentioned before, I hope there is something wrong with it because I'd hate for them to oh yeah, you're in all this pain and all this soreness and all this turmoil basically just because you sprained it or some crap. But not that I want surgery, but if surgery was the solution to all of this, I'm hoping something obvious comes up. Like I said, I think I was told I might have tore it or ruptured it, and that's why I need an MRI, and that's why I had to go to all the doctor's appointments and all the physical therapy because they were hoping that MRI, especially when it comes to workman's comp, is the last resort because those things cost multiple grand to do, which is
out of pocket.
crazy.
Yeah, out of pocket. It's crazy.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's
So
like $3,500.
it's like the last resort for them. So the fact that I'm doing it means, hopefully we figure it out sooner than later. And then that also adds a little more stress. Like, I'm not nervous at the moment, but I'm nervous that if it is something bad, I would have to have surgery. I don't know how soon that would be. And then I would have to be on workman's, or what's it called? On leave?
Yeah, like paid leave.
Yeah, because of the injury, which my employer will cover 60% of it, but I'll be honest, I cannot live off 60%. And there's like this whole thing where I can file it through the state, and they
wait, what? They cover 60%? What do you mean?
Yeah, so when you're on leave, whether it's parental, maternal, or paternal maternity, or like because of a workman's comp situation, I don't get 100% of my pay. I only get 60.
Okay. So for example, if you were making
$100 a week, I only get $60 a week.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so obviously, well, not obviously.
And is it just like whatever your base pay is times 40?
I believe so. That, or I wouldn't be surprised. Same thing with like during like the pandemic, where they gave you the
they give you like a stimulus check.
Yeah,
kind of deal?
when they gave you the unemployment. I think they found the average of the past 3 to 5 paychecks. Figured out how much you would average. They paid me 100% of that, but
Gotcha.
I feel like maybe if they did it this way, they would like, oh, how much did you pay the last few months? Figure out what 60% of it is. That, or they literally
So
just get
before
my
surgery,
hourly.
just work insane overtime?
Maybe. I don't know how fast it would be.
I don't
know if it would be like
it'd
the
work that
next
way.
day I'm ready for surgery type thing.
No, I don't think it would work that way.
But or they do something super simple where they're like, oh, you make this amount of money.
Yeah, 40 times whatever your base pay is.
40 hours is this. You just multiply it. But I was told by a couple people I can also apply to the state for them to kind of give me like a temporary disability where they would also cover some not bills, but be another form of income somehow. That sounds like it will screw up my taxes, and I do my own taxes.
You probably have to pay that back somehow.
Yeah, I do it. I'll have to figure that out, and it's like a little added stress. But
Don't. I don't know. I always see like nothing is ever free.
Yeah,
I'm not saying like, oh fuck the government. Like it is what it is.
yeah.
Like
But there's always a catch.
the government is kind of corrupt, but whatever. Like fuck it, it's our
Greedy.
government. But
Yeah.
I think just in anything in general, I don't think a lot of things are given to you for free. I feel like that you have to pay.
So
it back
I'm definitely
somehow.
cautious about that, but it's like one of those things where I don't want to lean on Allie too much to like pay the bills that I might be short on, nor do I want to take out a loan or put a bunch of crap on my credit card and stuff like that. So
Yeah, it's so fun.
that's something I'll figure out literally possibly tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes, I guess.
Fingers crossed. Did you do any of the superstitions for good fortune, bro?
I possibly got out of bed and landed on my right foot first.
Hey, that means it's all going to go smoothly.
Yep. Well, I did not eat any collard greens. That's health and something.
You did sweep/clean your house. So
Yeah, the evil spirits away, but help might.
were you loud?
No, definitely very, very timid of a New Year's. Oh well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Anyways,
W.
you doing good?
Huh?
You doing good?
Yeah. Hanging, man. School's about to start next week, so not really looking forward to that. But
Yeah, but you're almost done. You got what, 4 more months technically?
it is really crazy to think about. I was talking to one of the people we work with, and it's kind of crazy that I've been there 2.5, almost 3 years at this point, and it's like I've like watched some people like basically grow up. It's kind of weird.
That's true.
Like one of our the coworker I talked to was like I think when I first started working there he was 16, and now he might even be I think he's 18 now. I think he just had his 18th birthday
Oh, did he?
in December. Yeah.
W.
So yeah,
Graduating high school this year.
Yeah, he's graduating high school, and he's
With
telling
a
me like
associate's degree.
telling me all the stuff that he's gonna do, and it's like, man, I like 2 years ago you were just a kid, dude.
Yeah.
Now you're doing like adult stuff, and he like wants to move out and do all this stuff. I'm like, man, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about, but it's weird thinking about being almost done. But I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
I'm so ready to be done. I hate school. I despise it.
Yeah, I need to get it started. So yeah, take that back.
Take what back? That I hate it?
Yeah.
I do hate it.
Encourage me. Go for it. Ready? We'll redo it. I need to start school this year.
Dude, you're gonna love it. It's amazing. It's only like another full-time job, except you're paying to be there, and then you have like a 70% chance of your teacher being good. You'll probably talk to some people that will be chill. You'll probably talk to some people that won't be as chill. You'll probably talk to some people that will be chill. Then you find out later that they're not chill. Let's see. You'll want to like, you won't be happy some weekends. Most weekends probably, because you'll be swamped with stuff to do. Although with your degree, you might be in luck. So it might be a lot easier for you. Yeah. Media majors at 11:59 when they find out they have to film a video and submit it. So
film a video. I think I want to get into marketing though.
Marketing majors when they have to buy something.
Is that what happens?
I don't know.
Oh.
Marketing majors when they have to make a billboard at 11:59.
That or maybe. With your support, I don't have to go to college.
But yeah, anything that's not STEM. So marketing is not STEM.
What does M stand for then?
Math.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, science, engineering. What is the T? Technology, engineering, marketing. No, it's not. It's not marketing. Yeah, but you'll probably have an easier time. STEM majors suck, and honestly, I'm a bio major. People said when I went into high school or coming out of high school, even now, like when I say I'm a bio major, they're like, oh, you must be like smart. Like,
yeah, medical and all that stuff.
Nope, I'm the animal guy. So yeah, I'm not smart at all. But yeah, it might be a lot easier for you sometimes. Honestly, I didn't think my school career was that hard. It's just, it depends. It's all about time management.
Yeah.
If you're bad with your time, good fucking luck. But if you're good at managing your time, then you'll do just fine. That's all school is. For all of you that are going into school and college, looking to go into college, whatever it is, not in college but want to go to college one day, none of it's hard. I don't care what anybody says. Unless you're doing law or like anything that has to do with like medical, so like surgeon, like nurse, anything really where you have to go do more schooling, that might be difficult actually. But if you're doing any of like the base bachelor degree, like 4-year stuff, it's not hard. Don't let anybody tell you it's hard. Just manage your time correctly. Pay attention in class. I swear to God, I swear to all of you, if you go to class and just pay attention, you are guaranteed to C. Unless your professor is terrible. If your professor isn't terrible, it doesn't matter what you do. Like, you're fucked, basically. But if you go to class and pay attention, you are guaranteed to C. So don't let anybody tell you it's hard. It can be difficult at times, but just, you got this. Get through it. It's at the end of the day, it's 4 years of your 80-year life, so you'll be doing just fine. There you go, a little motivation for you.
Yeah, Connor's realism corner.
Yeah, sure. W.
We should have like a theme song every time you go into it, and then like a blow you up with the American flag waving in the background, and that ball you go Kah! Type crap.
Yeah, sure, that works.
You just stated the American dream. Look at you.
Did I?
I don't really know what the American dream is.
Isn't the American dream like move away, start family,
freedom,
make money at company, the end? Isn't that it? Isn't it like you're moving away from like all restrictions and stuff? So you come here and get tied down to a white woman instead? Is that the American dream?
I don't know.
And then you can just, eat a whole pizza by yourself on your recliner as you watch Monday Night Football. Is that not the American dream?
Yeah. I stand corrected.
Maybe that is too. Maybe it's your American dream.
Yeah. 2024, you take that dream.
Yeah, you take that dream and you run with it. Maybe not complete it. Some dreams take a long time, but I challenge all of you this year to take one step closer into making your dreams come true.
Good job.
Thanks, dude.
I thought about that song. Making my dreams come true. Ooh. You know that song?
No.
Anyways.
So that leaves us in a very awkward situation.
Segue.
I have something to talk about today. And it's not... Honestly, it's not really a good segue, but it's random.
Oh, you said good topic. I'm like, why the fuck are we talking about it?
No. It's not a good segue. But it's really random, and I have an idea to propose. And I have another thing to talk about after this, but I want to propose this idea first because it kind of has to do with what we were just talking about a little bit. So my idea is to have a segment that we have, I don't know how often, maybe once a month. It can maybe even be a Patreon thing. We call it...
Wait, free plug. Patreon.com/the Backseat Banter.
Follow or subscribe.
Subscribe.
Pay $5, you poor bastards. You can do it.
Damn. Nice. Good cop, bad cop.
Hey, I'm in college. I'm poor too, but I know I can afford $5 a month. So
It'll be for your enjoyment, guys.
it'll be for your enjoyment. Plus, Michael, in this episode, the first Patreon episode ever, he's gonna read about the first time. Is it the first time?
Yeah, that's when I
The
lost.
first time he lost his. I guess he only lose it one time. But when he lost his virginity, and knowing him, it's gonna be. So
And I
good.
wrote about it in a journal. That's like
Actually, by the time you're seeing this, they already dropped.
definitely. So if you want to watch it, go to patreon.com/the Backseat Banter.
I promise you will not be disappointed.
Yeah, and like the crazy thing, like I won't like beat a dead horse or whatever the phrase is, but I wrote it down in my journal
Yes.
as a Mormon boy.
Yes. So that's the best part is he's not doing it from
memory.
No, he wrote this down at age what 16, 17?
17.
Age 17, and he's gonna read it. So
if you want to see
gonna
this
be amazing.
brown guy turn red, patreon.com/the Backseat Banter.
yeah, what is the nickname? Lemon drop Mado or whatever. What the fuck is it?
We're not gonna keep that alive. Don't give it.
Yeah, but it's gonna be awesome. He's a poet, so yeah, it's gonna be great.
That's true.
And then I might also possibly
that
mention
you-
my first story,
Yeah.
first time.
Now that you
it's not
mentioned
as
that,
interesting, but
it might be a shorter episode, but it will be a video, all that good stuff. I might actually remember that poem I told you I wrote for that girl.
yes,
I will also read that in the Patreon episode.
same episode.
Yeah.
Damn, packed episode.
Embarrassing episode for Michael.
Worth it.
Anyways, okay, continue your
Worth it for
segment idea.
$5. Oh yeah. So my idea is called Backseat Therapy. And so it could be a Patreon thing, it could be like a once a month thing here, but the idea behind it is I was hoping that if we gain a following,
Well, people will comment or send
yeah.
us
So
DMs.
you guys send us like things that are going on in your life or like issues, and my idea is that we either try to help you through it or try to solve it,
Yeah.
and I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah, especially like we can do it in a comedic way, we can do it in a serious way.
Exactly, yeah.
You can tell us literally anything and we'll probably figure out
We'll
something.
figure out a way, yeah. And then if you, maybe we should talk like do this now. But if you want it to be serious, you should definitely say that in whatever you send.
Yes.
because it will not be taken seriously unless you say that.
Yeah, so DM us on our Instagram. You can DM us on TikTok. I don't know why you would do that, but or
That's an option.
if you're a Patreon, send us a DM on that too.
Yeah, or if you don't feel comfortable, I'll let you know right now that he runs the accounts. so like it's not going to be seen by anybody else. We're not a big
If you
enough.
wanted to keep us like
Shocker, we're not a big enough production to have like people who like do stuff for us.
Yeah, surprisingly, the Backseat Studios team.
You're looking at them.
Yeah, there's like the two of us and maybe like two other people who are very, very part time, like once a week idea makers.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
But yeah, if you want to say
And
anonymous-
90% of it is right there. So
Yep.
yeah. So yeah. If you wanna send anything, it's gonna be seen. But if you don't feel comfortable by that, if you don't feel comfortable with that for any reason, you can send it to us personally if you know us, and then maybe that's the way you do it. But yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do you have an example? Or it's just an idea that you want to bring?
Just an idea, yeah,
Okay.
because I don't have any therapy.
We'll keep it up.
Just to clarify, those of us who like are real friends, we're not gonna talk about your problems on here. just saying, like you have to send it to us with the intent of like it being on the podcast.
Yeah, being okay with us.
Yeah. I'm all of my friends out there, don't like stop talking to me because you think I'm gonna bring up all your problems on the podcast. That's not gonna happen. So
Yeah, that would be funny.
That would be
Like,
kinda funny,
Can you
but no.
imagine, dude?
I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, just clarify.
I guess one of the examples was either last episode or 2 episodes ago was 2 or 3 episodes ago was my friend Graydon told us about the three ways guys think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, episode
Yeah.
26 or 25, the way guys or the anatomy of the male brain. That was kind of an example of that. It probably won't be a whole episode of it, but yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't really like I guess it was kind of it wasn't really fixing a problem he had, but that's like a perfect example.
Yeah. You give us an idea, we talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Backseat therapy. We
I like
all
it.
need a little backseat therapy sometimes. Sometimes, you just need to sit in the backseat with your lads or with your girls or your gals, your girlies, your bros, your dudes and gals, your dudes and girlies, your bros and slave queens. Sometimes you just need to talk. So, yeah.
W. I like the idea.
Thank you. Segue. I'm just kidding.
Da-da-da.
Yeah, so that'll be our new idea. I bring that up. I also had something else I wanted to ask you because it has nothing to do with backseat therapy, but I'm curious. So the month is January, new year, new things going on, and some of us may or may not be getting into new things.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you, and we may have talked about this before, but fuck it, new year, new season. You get to hear it all over again.
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. We had some technical difficulties.
First time for everything.
Yeah. New year, new camera.
We exhausted our camera.
New year, new problems. But anyways, get back to the idea that I had. So, or not the idea, the topic that I have for you. So new year, new tradition. People are getting into new things, Some of us out there, searching for a significant other,
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. So for all of you, I ask you, and it's gonna be hard for you to answer it, but you'll understand in a second. So I have a couple follow-ups here. So you're seeing a girl. How long is too long before you ask them to be your girlfriend? We talked about how we were both really bad at it.
We've also talked about how
rushed.
Yeah, how fast we've also said
How
I
fast?
love you.
But we haven't talked about I don't think we have talked about what's the appropriate length, or how long is too long? What'd you say?
I see the question.
And just to clarify and make this, so we're on the same page. You are already doing like boyfriend girlfriend activities. You know what I mean? Like you've made it clear to each other that like you're pursuing a relationship.
Yeah, we've had a conversation. There's a difference between going on dates and dating someone.
Correct. Yes.
Let's see. I feel like.
So yeah, you guys are already like exclusive. It's known. Whatever.
Yeah, it's just not official.
Exactly.
I feel like I think we talked about it not on air definitely, but very briefly. I don't think it's necessarily the amount of dates you've been on, because like for me, I don't know if anybody knows, but in both my relationships I've ever been serious in, my ex and obviously my current fiance, those are the only two serious relationships. My first one lasted 1.5 years straight out of high school, and this one obviously is 3 years and counting. But I've never experienced what it felt like to go on dates.
I've always date around.
I've experienced dating someone. I knew this girl in high school. We started talking. Didn't really go on dates. It was just kind of like, we saw each other at school. We went to sports and stuff, all that good stuff. And then it was just basically, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Probably like 1.5 months of like talking and whatever.
Okay, so
and then with Allie, a little of the backstory there is we were coworkers. We knew each other for 1.5 years, or maybe a year and a half before dating. We both were actually in relationships when we first met. We were like talking. We were complaining. We were talking about like our relationships and stuff. And then we had COVID happened. We come back. She's single. Shoot my shot. I don't miss. So it's like
bro does not miss.
So I can't relate on a personal level, but I understand what you're trying to like.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Yeah, old man Michael's
being engaged,
wisdom.
bro. So with your all willing knowledge.
Yeah.
Your all knowingness of knowing.
Like, omnipotent or whatever that word is.
Yeah.
I feel like cliche answer. It depends on the person, right? Like for kind of based off of that one episode, Who Cares I Love You. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the podcast. I think it just depends on who you're with, who they are as a person, who you are as a person, and what feels right, Because I told Allie, I didn't say I love you straight up. I think I said, I think I love you. I think like less than 45 days after talking exclusively to each other.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like, if you're doing boyfriend-girlfriend things, if you know that you guys are more or less fully exclusive to each other, maybe it's a little bit sooner than what people would think is more like comfortable. Because I've never experienced, but I'm a supporter of the idea of it's okay to go on dates with more people at one time.
I agree.
But you probably experienced it too. It's like you were going on dates to meet people. It wasn't like this the stereotypical dates of this generation where they're like, I'm going on dates on Tinder so I can get laid tonight type thing.
No, yeah.
But
I'm
you were
definitely
going
not
out with,
doing that.
you know, nice girls. And
No,
you were-
yeah. I go on dates to find a potential relationship.
Yeah, and you know, you in the same week you could possibly be going out with two or you know a couple girls at once. And it's
Correct.
not like obviously it's not like oh I'm done with this date in an hour I have a date with the next
No,
person.
no,
Yeah, it was
no.
just
It's
more
not
of
on
like,
some like manho type shit.
yeah,
no.
it's more of a, like a
It's a feeling out process.
yeah feeling out. You know maybe I don't feel this connection with this girl, but there's this other girl I've been talking to. I'm not going to cut my strings yet type thing.
Yeah,
But-
going on date like you said, you never experienced it. You've never been on a date with someone you truly don't know at all.
exactly.
You already knew them.
I've never done that.
Yeah, so like it's a feeling out process.
Exactly, and and especially with this day and age, a lot of the digital texting or like you know Snapchatting and all that stuff is hard to get that grasp unless you go meet them in person. But I feel like kind of like the whole backstory to this was that I feel like once you realize like oh this man or woman or you know whoever you're dating or you know going on dates with is like feels right.
Mm-hmm.
And if they share that, I feel like it could be freaking. Honestly, I don't think it should be less than like a month. I feel like you definitely need to like
At least a month.
not
I agree.
jump in too late. But no, I feel like definitely it's like more of a you know if you know you guys are exclusive, you guys are both happy.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that point for me and Allie? I feel like I said I was made it very official that I want to date her. I like made this whole freaking celebration basically that I'm like, oh, I'm going out with you, and adventure books, balloon, had the whole freaking group of friends cheering us on type thing. And I've asked you this question. I don't think people still like, hey, would you be my girlfriend? Like back in like middle school, like you write on a piece of paper, like check yes or no type thing. Like that doesn't exist anymore, right?
Dude, see, I was actually kind of thinking about this the other day. Is like, I've never done like a celebration like ass to hoko type
Yeah, yeah.
like thing like you have. But I was thinking about it. I was like, should I be doing
Because like
that?
I don't know how it is with like nowadays. Like, do you make it official? Like
Like
when
in my previous relationships, it was just like, do you want to be my girlfriend?
yeah, and it
Kind
was
of
like
thing.
it was like
It was like, do you wanna
for
make this
sure-
official?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a for sure clear answer.
And then from that day on, it was like,
Yeah,
which
until
I mean, by the way, fits with who I am as a person.
Yeah,
my am
and it's
but-
like one of those things where, like for me, when I got Allie's dad's blessing, they mentioned to me, not when I asked them, but like a year ago, that they never expected me to ask for a blessing or for their blessing because they didn't think people still did that. But then it was like one of those things where as the way I am as a person and how I grew up, I feel like it kind of again with the making it official thing. Like once I get that, it means the ball's rolling. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's like, and that was just one of those questions. Like I don't know if people like still it's a for sure check yes or no type thing. I definitely did that because I'm a little old school like that, and
I would consider myself also old school, so maybe
Yeah.
other people don't do that. Maybe they just know.
maybe
but-
at one point they're so close to that where they just like both of them are like I think he thinks I'm his girlfriend and she thinks I think he's my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then they don't. It's never like a out loud thing, but they just
kind of
move forward.
assume it. Yeah.
And then until it just solidifies, you know. So I don't know. I feel like definitely it has to be less than 6 months. Like, there's no way you go half
No,
a
I
year.
agree. That's my number too.
Yeah, it has to be
6
less.
months. Yeah, 6 months. Yeah, once you get to 6 months and you haven't made a move, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, like what is the point? Because like it is like human nature, like the animal in us, the dog in us, that we want to feel wanted and secure in whatever it is. In our relationship, I feel like the sooner you know that it's like official, like the less stress, the less like burden on your shoulders, you know, the weight's a
Yeah.
little lifted. So I feel like it's human nature by 6 months that you figure this out. If you're not, make your shot, dude. You
Yeah,
know?
I agree. And you know what? There's a fact behind that. It's funny you say that. So it's funny you mentioned like instinctual stuff.
Yeah, it's like you have
It's
a
a real
sense
thing.
of belonging.
No, it's not just that. It's a real thing that when you go out with someone or you meet someone and you make eye-to-eye contact, as you normally do, as what humans do, your brain subconsciously, you don't even think about it. When you look at someone and their pupils dilate, your brain recognizes it and you like that person more without you even knowing it. Your brain subconsciously realizes that their pupils dilate, which means that they like you to some extent, and your brain receives that as like a sign that you also should like them.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
fun
So
fact for all you
me
out there.
personally, not that I have much experience, but I think the first couple weeks it's okay. Like testing the waters type thing. By the first month, maybe 6 week mark, I feel like if you're still talking to this girl, there's no really, or guy. We're gonna talk as guys right now, just for
Can't speak for women.
Yeah, I feel like at that point you should know, hey, this is someone I think pursuing would be really beneficial, or like I like them a lot. I could see a future with them, and me personally, by like month 3, it should be like, hey, let's have the talk, or like at least to the point where you guys, or like I said, that the kind of merge lane where you guys don't even have to clarify that you guys are official, but it's done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
I think
agree.
I would say the 3.5 to 4 month. That is my personal deadline. I feel like 6 months is a lot.
Yeah, I'd say 6 months.
But it's also like if it was a distance relationship, oh yeah, definitely, it definitely takes longer. But if it's like I'm seeing them 3 times plus a week, you gotta make a move sooner or later. Don't lose.
Well,
your
3
chance,
times a week that's a lot.
I don't know. I started dating in a small town, so I saw them every day.
Yeah, I grew up in a rather large place, and I wanted nothing more than to date outside of that area. So
Yeah.
So like for me, a lot of the cases, and Michael always teases me about it, a lot of the people that I go on dates with usually live 30 minutes to an hour away where I'm at. So 3 times a week sometimes can be a little
Yeah. Time bearing.
yeah, it can be a little hard to make work.
Yeah.
So
But I
then,
feel like
everybody's got their own
but
schedules
that's
and
also
shit like that. So
But that's also like another like check mark. Is like if you and her, or both of you guys are like,
making the
time to either meet halfway or like plan things ahead of time, and not like, hey, you do anything tonight type thing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, next Wednesday, this is what's happening. You want to come? I feel like at that point, it's like definitely read what's going down.
Yeah, I feel like you're moving the process along more because you guys are working together. And the reason why I even bring up this question is because I've been seeing this girl for about, well, our first date was January 6th, but we've been talking, not January, sorry, December.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very recent. I didn't realize it was that recent.
Well, we were talking before that.
Oh.
But our first date was December 6th.
I knew that, actually. I knew that.
Yeah. So, but we were talking before that. And so, obviously, it's kind of the point where it's like, so, like, what are we feeling here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we talked about, like, how long is too long. And we both kind of agreed, like, 6 months is too long.
You two did?
Yeah, 6 months is too
Nice.
long.
Okay.
That being said, I'm not going to wait until 5 months. So, yeah, but things are going good. But, that's a question that came up, and it made me think, you know what? Like, what would Michael think about this? What would
And like, side note too,
what is the general public?
I've known Connor for what, 2.5 years?
2.5, yeah.
2.5 years?
About, maybe a little more, a little less.
Yeah, around there, 2.5 years. I've never seen this guy in a relationship before.
Yes, yeah, that was a joke that I told him before he left to get engaged. I was like, you realize that in the 2.5 years we've known each other, that you're to get engaged before you meet me with a girlfriend.
Hopefully that's changing. I mean,
It's
definitely again, it's like your own pace. Like if you feel like you're in a good spot, but you don't want to rush it, or you're still like doing personal development or like partner development too.
Yeah, and my reason like for waiting, I guess, like not because Michael told me, he was like, dude, you seem pretty like official. Why don't you just make it? Why don't you just say it already?
Yeah.
The reason, and I would say so, and I think it is going to head in the right direction. I'm almost positive, and I'm kind of manifesting that. But the reason why is because I've made the mistake in the past of moving way too quickly, and I've hurt people doing that. So I won't make that same mistake with this girl. I know that because I've matured as a person. But just to be safe with myself and being able to say that I didn't do that again would be almost like a reward for myself. Like it's like almost like a patience thing. And it's like, hey, for sure now.
Yeah, and like off camera, Connor coming back from summer told me he learned a lot from himself. With the recovery and stuff, it was like not only was he alone, but he was in an area with old people.
I looked in the mirror, bud.
Yeah, and
you guys won't get that reference, but
it's also like it's none of it's just guy talk we do behind, because we are actually friends. He is not a paid associate.
I know.
He's not even technically.
I'm not paid. Period.
Yeah. But it's like it's just one of those things. It's like, hey, if You know, moving too fast in the past not only hurt them, but it also hurts you. Like,
yeah.
You know, and we talked about this. Like, hey, if you think this person is going to be your plus one in 4 months, then there's no reason to rush it next week.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I told him. I was like, you know what? If you're right now, you'll be right in 2 months.
Yeah.
And that's what I told the girl I'm talking to as well.
Yeah, and it sounds like she also has that kind of like that timeline of just making sure she's taking things slow, making not only, you know, in a relationship, it's a lot, like we talked about it in that episode, is a lot of heart, it's a lot of logic, and it's a lot of other reasons, but mainly the heart and brain for both of us.
Yeah, and to clarify, like, she's awesome. She's not making me feel like pressured or anything like that. Like, it was just, we both mutually brought it up.
Yeah, and so it's like, you know, you have to keep in mind, like, it's so easy to just let your heart decide everything, but it's not the best thing to do.
And it's not just for me, it's for the other person, or it's not just for you or, you know, it's for her or the other person as well. Like, it gives them time to figure out who I am, you know, because now, like, you're still kind of in, like, the honeymoon phase because you're not even dating yet, but it's like, now they can kind of, like, you know, the longer you're with someone, the more red flags you can sniff out. So it gives them time to know whether they want to be with me or not. So, and I appreciate honesty.
Connor and I have talked about it. It's like, Allie and I are not, like, we've had funny or friendly heated arguments. Like, we have our ups and downs. I do things that piss her off, and there's some things that I get frustrated with her. But that's human nature. It's gonna happen. There's never gonna be a perfect.
No, it doesn't exist.
Perfect real. Yeah, it's not. Your guy's not gonna be the perfect.
Everybody has opinions and differentiating, you know, beliefs on things. So
exactly, and so it's like, it's not even about like, oh, I have to, you know, date her for like 6 months for me to realize that there's nothing wrong with her. It's more of a, if you guys are willing to,
are you compatible?
Yeah, willing to not overlook the red flags, but realize like, hey, let's work on those together.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
you know,
agree to disagree.
Yeah, and Allie and I, when we first started dating, not that I'm, you know, I have to bring it back to us just because that's the only experience I have. You know, it was really, I told him like, hey, this is a really good chance for us to both heal together. You know, like I've had my own set of trauma, not necessarily with relationships, but she's had her set of trauma with relationships, and I've had my personal stuff. Is like, we weren't in the best position in life when we met, but right now I can say we definitely grew a lot, you know? Yeah. And that's just important when it comes to, especially with, like, you know, like you said, like talking to a stranger. It's like, you have to not only know that you guys aren't, like, you know, there's not going to be anything wrong personality wise or like personal, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Because I mean, especially when you don't know someone, like, you are going to put on your best first impression possible for the first like month. Yeah. It's just going to be what you do. You want to make a good first impression. So the first month and you jump into a relationship, I feel like you haven't even, like, you don't really know each other yet.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like I know this girl, but like, it's, you know, like, I don't know her, you know what I mean? Like, there are some things that I'm sure that I haven't discovered yet. And that's the mistake I've made in the past, is that I jump into it in the first month when everything's great and like everything's like, oh, she's amazing, she's perfect, and then once I wait a couple months, I'm like, oh, yeah, that wasn't
not compatible.
Yeah, that wasn't shown before.
I'm not saying that they're.
Oh wait, you weren't doing that in the first month.
Exactly. Not saying that they were like horribly bad people, not but it's like, it's just one of those things. If you take your time, and like I said, you realize that you guys can work through the red flags, or maybe, you know, I like to say that the biggest part of a relationship is sacrifice. Like, hey, maybe this is something I was against, but like, you know, if she's the right person, maybe I need to step a couple steps back and kind of figure out like, hey, I can learn from this, or be a little bit more lenient with this. And same thing with her side, and the others. There might be things that she's not comfortable about you, but
nobody's perfect.
Compatible, you guys make those, you know, move that red flag a little closer to the green and make it what a beige flag or whatever they call it.
I mean, and communication is key. So I mean, if you communicate, and that's the biggest green flag. If you guys can effectively communicate with one another, then that's all you need. You can work through any problem with that. Yeah. But you need to reach a red flag before you can get to that point, or maybe not a red flag, but like a disagreement. Or
there's going to be obstacles.
Exactly. Sure. And I'm not saying that you need to be in one of those before you get in a relationship. I'm just saying, like, you should figure out whether you can effectively communicate well before that. Yeah. And then knowing that, once it gets to that point, you can feel more comfortable with one another. Yeah. So, yeah.
Backseat therapy.
Backseat? Oh, yeah, maybe that's not. Yeah, I guess that is an example of backseat therapy, yeah.
Yeah. W.
Yeah.
Best of luck. New year.
New year. New us. My goal was to find happiness this year, like I said in the previous episode. If you guys listen to that, if you haven't, you should. One of my New Year's resolutions was to be happy this year and find. I'm already happy, but
Yeah.
find more things that make me happy, and I'm already. She's already.
I've seen them all like blushing and giggling.
Yeah,
and shit, so
This guy
is new to me.
Yeah, this guy's getting the first. Yeah, it's kind of so weird to think about.
Yeah.
Because even like that summer that I came back that last year, like
Yeah,
you
it
didn't.
was just like a couple weeks in it. I barely even saw you at that time too.
Yeah, because I don't think I was working as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, now he's getting the full like. Oh my god. Yeah, he gets to finally hear about like good stories when I come to work now, so that's cool.
W.
Yeah. I hope the same for the rest of you.
Yeah.
I wish the same. Yeah.
Cool. So, there was a little bit more influential. This is the Backseat
Little
Realism
serious.
Corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, be sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram at the Backseat Banter.
Don't forget the THE. The.
And again, follow us at patreon.com/the Backseat Banter for some fun videos. Like I said today, it should be out. I didn't mention in the last episode, but I'm going to be reading my virginity story and a love story or a love poem I wrote for my crush in high school. So, again, I don't want to do this.
I can't wait for
So
this.
if none of you guys choose to subscribe to the Patreon, better on me. But I think
We are 2 days into this year and it's made my year already.
it'll be fun.
So
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm
Okay,
pretty amped.
deuces.
Later.